Henry and the thought that was bigger than the universe. Henry was twiddling his thumbs. He'd been having big thoughts, and they had rather muddled him. It was the stars that had done it to him the previous night. They had teased him by shining even brighter than normal, and he wanted to know where their control switch was and who operated it. Mole didn't know. Sparrow was too busy to ask, and the dragonfly just laughed. That night, Henry tossed and turned in bed, because the thoughts had grown even bigger. It was the fault of the goslings this time. In awe, he had watched them being born, and he wanted to know where the very first goose had come from. Ant said he knew, but wouldn't tell. Owl said he wasn't clever enough to understand, and the otter told him to have his supper. The next night, Henry was so tired he tumbled into a deep dream, in which, walking along a sunlit path, he discovered a thought that was bigger than the entire universe. Where did it all begin, and will it all end? The next day he called together all the wisest animals of the forest and told them about his dream. Fox had an answer, but Mouse said it was nonsense. Earwig read from an ancient book that he claimed gave all the answers, but Millipede mocked his ideas. Blackbird spoke passionately about her beliefs, but Magpie dismissed them all. Squirrel spoke about a great badger who had come to show the way. But soon all the animals were arguing furiously, and Henry realized he wouldn't find any answers there. That night he awoke in the wee small hours of the morning, while the dew was washing the face of the earth clean. And he listened, lest a voice might whisper secrets to him. But the silence wrapped itself around him and tugged him back into sleep. The next day, at his wits' end, he decided to climb to the highest hill, leaving all the world behind, so that he could persuade the moon to enlighten him within her soft glow. But though he waited, the clouds were determined to frustrate him and kept the milky oracle out of reach. As one day trudged past another, the size of the thought began to crush Henry, and he couldn't bear its weight. One afternoon, at the water's edge, he fell to his knees, a sorrowful bundle of hedgehog. As he looked forlornly into the glassy flow, he saw his own reflection, and those of the high trees, and above them the sheltering sky. And suddenly the thought, as big as the universe, popped like a giant balloon, and was no more. for at that moment he felt life as a devoted mother and father cradling him in its mysterious embrace. And he breathed deep and tasted the delicious air. And his heart leapt at the joy of being alive. And he understood that there were some things that should never be known or even thought about. That night he slept so soundly and awoke with a smile to kiss the new day.